write stories at arthurpaikin.com. I'm a web developer, and I also teach web development sometimes for beginners. And I run a small pop-up coffee shop called TP Coffee with my girlfriend in Moscow. My girlfriend is here, coffee shop is in Moscow. And I'm into home automation. So it all started as a birthday present, because I've been thinking about it for a while, reading about like cool, interesting stuff on the internet, other projects that people were doing, but I got excited about it. But I'm into that minimalism thing and like being happy with what you already have and not getting a lot of new crazy stuff. So I wasn't sure I wanted to buy into all that. But then my friend surprised me and gave me this box with Arduino and a bunch of stuff. Some of it is useful, some of it is crap that's still lying around and I don't use it. But that's how I got into it. And this is a brief history of my addiction. I built a blinking LED and read a thermistor temperature data. I made it available on the internet with an Ethernet shield and dynamic DNS. I told everything about it in detail to my girlfriend, and that was cool. So, to address the question why, because some people ask that, I really love this. So I don't think we really need a reason. It's just fun. Yay! Yeah, just feels good. So Arduino. Arduino is a piece of cake. It got tons of great tutorials and cool community, a lot of robust libraries for sensors and protocols, and it's also got digital and analog, input and output, which some devices don't. And it's really easy to use. If some of you haven't, I encourage you to try it. You set up a pin, and then this is the blinking LED thing. It's just you write high to it, then you wait, then you write low, and then you wait again. So it's pretty simple. Now I could check the temperature at home and turn the light on and off, and it's all through the internet. I couldn't stop there because I'm a developer and I like to break things and fix them again. But also, it was not secure. The Arduino, the basic Arduino I got, it didn't support SSL, so like all the traffic was unencrypted, and like anybody could check the temperature at my house, which is terrifying. So Arduino can handle robots and battleships, but it cannot handle SSL encryption for some reason. But I also found this message on the internet. Like, I thought the whole point of this home automation stuff is that anybody can turn the light on in your house. It might be true, I'm not 100% sure. So also, when you're building some home automation things, you probably want cameras and you want sound. You want your robot to speak at night when you're sleeping. And, you can't really do that with you can with Arduino Yan. Actually, I was reminded that it exists, but it's got some complications as well. So more about this later. So Arduino is best at handling digital and analog input-output, and so let's leave it at that. And we need something else to pair with it. So some smart Linux controller. Enter BeagleBone. BeagleBone promised ease of use and JavaScript, so you just require a library and then you do the same thing you do with Arduino, so just digital write to some pin, like 1, and it turns on. It's got more inputs and outputs than Arduino and like a real processor, so it's all a miracle. I ordered it from Adafruit. My friend in New York got it. And pass it to another friend who is going to Moscow. Enter the magical world of online shopping when you're outside the US. So yeah, it's really great. It's powerful CPU, 4 gigs of memory, low power usage, but relatively small community. Connecting sensors requires a lot of fiddling. I'll post this online, there are links. So yeah, really you have to build a device tree to connect like some temperature sensor that I want to use. It's got pre-installed distro that is easy to get started with, but it had a lot of crap I didn't need, and I had to delete or stop, and it was not easy. It got really confusing pinout. No audio output, micro HDMI, so you need a special connector for it, just one USB port. And just use JavaScript turned out to be a BoneScript library, and it is not well maintained, not following like node callback guidelines, which is your first, so I use promises with it properly. I'm not saying it's bad, and most of it applies like to other boards as well, so it just wasn't for me. Used for some time, sold it. Guy who bought it was very happy, told me it consumes less power than Raspberry Pi. Go figure. So I was had it for a while, just not anything else. And the Raspberry Pi 2. 4 USB ports, audio, standard HDMI, huge community, less bugs than BeagleBone, at least that's what I experienced. Great tutorials and cooler website. Yeah. So technically I could stop there and not use Arduino, just use the Pi for home automation. Many people do, 40 GPIO pins. But I wanted analog sensors and all the lips that Arduino community provides. Might reconsider that. For now, I'm happy with my setup. Which is, so you have multiple dumb clients with sensors at home or somewhere else. And then you have Smart Hub, which is Raspberry Pi for me. And then you have a host app that rules them all, basically. So these are 2 or more separate devices. It is not one device. Arduino plus Raspberry Pi. And this is how it's connected at my house. So I've got a client and everything, the lamp that I can control, motion sensors, light sensors, temperature, it's all connected to it. Then it is connected to Raspberry Pi that is connected to power. And you connect camera and like speakers, whatever else you need, and the internet to Raspberry Pi, and it goes talk to VPS node app that I have running. And this is how it looks in hardware. Actually, I forgot to take a picture of this, so I had to ask a girl who's staying at my house through an Airbnb to take a picture. I hope she's not really terrified. I told her that this is just to control, to know what the temperature is at home. I hope she believes that. So, let's see what else is out there. There is ESP8266, which is also called whatever. I have one here. I ordered it through some Chinese website you might know called AliExpress. It's just $5, and it's basically an Arduino Nano, but it's got Wi-Fi, and so it's perfect for having like multiple dumb controllers with sensors at home. Yeah, just the Wi-Fi module, I looked it up in the morning for Arduino is $49. Which is crazy. There's Light Blue Bean, which is really nice. It's got Bluetooth, it's fun, it's cost $30, and they've got a lot of tutorials and stuff, and also works with Joy 5. There's Chip, CHIP, that promises a lot of good things. There's Tesla 2 that we heard about, promises awesomeness, but I'm concerned about OpenVRT. Might be wrong, I don't know. I heard that, same with Arduino Yan, I heard it's not easy to install Node on it. Maybe that's not the case anymore. Nope. Also, Vine is on the way on Kickstarter currently for $15. Should be really nice. And this one, Udo Neo. So it promises that it's like an intersection of Arduino and Raspberry Pi and sensors built in, which tells me that someone else might like both Arduino and Raspberry Pi working together. And I really want to try it out. I'm not worried that it might turn into a bigger one for me, but let's see. So yeah, it's a good time we live in. A lot of hardware available, maybe too much, but enough about hardware. Let's make all these devices talk to each other. And I use Node serial port for that. You can also use WebSockets or like REST API. Of course, there's Joy 5. Joy 5 is great. Joy 5 is great. But doesn't support some sensors and chips yet, sometimes, in rare cases. Not that big a deal, but I didn't want to be tied to that. These are links to the open issues. I checked. I think they're still. So I also didn't want to be tied to Firmware and Joy 5, and in case there's something new that comes up or some projects I want to do, and I want to see what's out there when you write everything yourself. Plus, with a lot of controllers requires tethering. I'm not sure I could use the Arduino Uno without having it connected through a USB port, like radio or something. So this is how I rock JSON with Arduino. Not really, but it works. Maybe there's a library for that. So every second, Arduino gathers data from sensors and sends it via USB to my Raspberry Pi. And this is what it looks like in action. This is my 3D control panel, inspired by that. And I'm not sure there's a proper sound, but there's a demo of me. No, there is no proper sound. Okay, turn the light on.
Mike.
No.
Oh.
That voice?
Yeah, there's voice.
Miss, current temperature is -3 degrees.
Wow.
Sure, the temperature is 24 degrees. Light is off. Last movement occurred a minute ago.
Okay. So I've got an actual demo I can show. This is it running. Running on my server, and I'm not going to turn the light on because there's somebody staying at my house. Oh, sorry.
No camera.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
We log in.
Now we know.
Yeah, you can try. I hope you can. If I did a good job, you won't be able to log in. So, I don't know, can I make it so that you can hear what I'm saying? How are you doing?
Oh.
Not well.
Oh.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Oh.
That's the real reason.
No internet.
Where? What? This is a small screen.
Are you still in
No, I can use some other Wi-Fi. Wait a second.
You still connected to the castle?
Maybe. How are you doing?
Hey, Arthur, doing great. Thanks for asking. A bit cold, but nothing to worry about. Shout out to all the Queens.js folks.
Now I lost my mouse.
It's great.
Okay, so there's 3 ways to control the robot. You can look and click on the dashboard, you can talk and listen to the dashboard as we just did, and you can send and receive messages through Telegram. Dashboard is React. Each button is a component. So this is the main dashboard component that you include all the other components in. Then you set up state. Then I connect to with socket.io, and whenever it receives data, it updates it and renders here. So the data is passed as props to the components. This is an example like button component. It's got a method that's gonna just go through the REST API, fetch the light switch, and it'll also change the class. And through that, through CSS, I can control whether I show the lit lamp or dark lamp or whatever. So voice recognition, it all works through the browser, which currently means Chrome. But I could go and do it on the server and make stuff complicated, but this is not for me. It's fine and it works. Same with speech synthesis. And Telegram bot is really nice. If you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to do so. It's easy, and it's got custom commands and keywords, which you can see here. So I can actually chat with my home, and this is the world we live in today. So I can ask it, how are things, or I can ask, tell it to turn the light on and add whatever else I need to it. And it's also got built-in commands, so you don't have to just type text. And it's got custom keywords, so like if you tell it to turn the light on, it can ask where, like in the dining room or in the kitchen or in the whatever. And like it will provide you with a custom keyword where you can select an answer without needing to type it in. I had some problems. Dynamic IPs and firewalls, for example, and the solution is to establish a connection so that the hub establishes a connection, you don't go to it, it comes to the server. Then you don't need to use dynamic IPs or worry about this stuff. HTTP is too bloated to send messages for like Internet of Things, small devices. So I tried doing it with basic TCP. 5 days went well. Then connection hang. I learned about Keep Alive. And I know I was trying to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes a good thing because you can learn stuff. But there's MQTT and WebSockets. And MQTT is a publish-subscribe protocol. It's got quality of service, which will not be good. And minimal overhead. So the way it currently works, it's complicated, but bear with me. The hub connects to a VPS, and it's running MQTT. It does it via WebSockets. And there's Nginx sitting there, Nginx, and it's using an SSL certificate, the same one I'm using for my domain. So I don't have to buy two. Yes. So something like that. You connect to the broker with username and password, and then you get the data from Arduino sensors, check if it's new, and if it is, then send to the server. And whenever there's a connection, it also subscribes to, so there are two channels. Koti means home in Finnish. So Koti data or Koti commands, and publishes them. The robot, I like to call it robot, so it receives a command or post request, it might think about it, maybe take some action, then replies back. It parses sentences, splits them into words, and then this thing goes and checks if that word actually is in a dictionary, and then it replies. And it replies with random answers, so yeah, looks something like that. This is the function, this is how it finds a match. Reacts to it. And in this case, this is like a light switch. So it's going to check if the light switch command came through Telegram, and then it's going to check if the user is actually, this is from Dostoevsky, a trembling creature. So if it's actual house owner, because if it's not, you shouldn't be able to turn on the light. But if it's not Telegram, probably that means that he's already here legitimately. So we're nearing the end. What I learned Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and continuously running apps in React. And I also learned that if your project features cats, it'll get more stars on GitHub than if it doesn't. Which is fair. Some bad stuff happened also. I exceeded IFTTT's monthly message cap with movement alert. So I set it up, walked to the bathroom, came back, got 10 messages on my phone that there's movement at home. And had to wait for a month until it would work again. This video here, I guess, but it didn't work in Russian. So my Node app was leaking memory, and turns out send interval was being set on every client connection. I had to use clear interval, and my friend, who is a real Java developer, helped me find that. So there was some movement at home when no one was supposed to be there, so I ran home. But turns out, just the controller got less power than usual and freaked out for some reason. Same happened with Raspberry Pi when it was hanging dead each time I turned the light on. Turns out, again, power issues. Hub that I used was either bad or needed more power, so look out for that. This is where I got inspiration from. You can check this stuff out later. I will post the link. These are some cool projects. And in the end, I want to encourage you to make something fun, weird, and non-profitable just because it's awesome. And celebrate your little achievements and be proud of them because, well, we always knew how to do that when we were kids and we were happy with little things, but then we grow up and get sad and depressed. And life is awesome. Tell me why I was wrong and how, and follow me here. Thanks a lot. Woo. Yeah.